Okay, one more dihybrid cross involving the hair and ears thing. They say, what is the probability of having we'll get back to this in a second, from a parent who is homozygous recessive for straight hairline, so little w, and heterozygous for free earlobes. They could have just said heterozygous, we would have gotten it. And a parent who is heterozygous for both traits, big W, big E, little e. Okay, well, if we work out the gametes that can come from each of these parents, I'll FOIL this. Do we need to FOIL this, or can you see already what's going to happen? I'll FOIL it just for grins, and then we'll talk. Little w, big E is our first combination. Little w, little e. Inside we get little w, little e, or sorry, little w, big E, and last we get little w, little e. I just wrote the same combination twice, didn't I? There are really only two gametes that we can get from this parent. Little w is guaranteed, and it'll go with either big E or little e, so there's really no need to write that twice or to have two rows for it in our Punnett graph. Let's just lose that and keep things a little simpler. This parent is maximum complexity. They have two alleles for each trait, so here we really do have to FOIL, and we get big big, big little, little big, little little. So our Punnett chart will be a 2x4. Here it comes. Little w big E or little w little e is what we can get from this parent, and from this one we get all four possible combinations. Wee. Okay. So when we cross these, we get big W's and hetero W's and big E's, hetero W's, hetero E's, little W's, big E's, little W's, hetero E's, and hetero W, hetero E, little W's and hetero E's, and recessive everything. Okay, looks good. Now, what do these mean in terms of phenotypes? Big W means widow's peak, so here we get widow. Little w means straight. Straight again. Here we get widow. Big W means widow. Little w means straight. And straight again. And big E means free earlobe. Free. Big E free again. Little e means attached. Here we have big E for free and little e for attached. Okay. So this time, the kid they are interested in is a boy. We'll get to that in a minute. There's no gender on this chart. Straight hairline and attached earlobes. How often does that happen? Straight attached, straight attached, straight attached, straight attached. It happens exactly once. So the probability of straight attached is 1 out of 8. And then roughly 1/2 of all kids born are boys. So the probability of both of those things happening is 1 out of 2 times 1 out of 8. When you multiply fractions, you do top times top and bottom times bottom. 2 times 8 is 16. So the probability is 1/16, or in decimal form, it's 1 divided by 16, which is 0.0625. Or if you make that into a percentage, you multiply it by 100 and get 6.25%. In other words, I've said this before, but just to get it down there, if you do top divided by bottom, you get the decimal version, which in this case was 1 divided by 16, and then you multiply that by 100 to get the percentage.